Is it really possible to have a debate with Jubilee guys? According to me, it is impossible. Impossible, Isaac. Reason? They're talking about so many things which are not true, so many things which are not accurate, and they keep insisting these things are accurate. They're saying a lot of things which don't make sense. They keep on insisting these things make sense. It is just tiring. Yeah, let me just be very honest. And those Jubilee guys listening to this, let me just repeat it again. It is tiring having any debate with you. Okay? Now, I have quite a number of Club 1999 members who hail from the Jubilee Party. Okay? Now, some of them are genuine. Some of them, I'm very much aware who they work for. Okay? But what I'm driving at is that this, a section of these Jubilee supporters are on the warpath against me. You know, they're saying, "Oh, Chris, you've become so biased." Okay? Now, it is impossible. I don't even know where to start to explain why I'm saying it is impossible to have a debate with the Jubilee guys. Yeah? It is always threats and called for advice and always attacks, especially attacks on one Raila Odinga. Okay? I'll deal with that specifically in another recording. Yeah? But for now, let me just say it is impossible to debate with the Jubilee guys. Why do I say this? Listen to this discussion that took place on NTV. Yeah, just listen for a minute. I'll be back after you finish. Tell me what you think.
Before I face the camera, I'd like to face you. And I'd like to face you and tell you that before that 17th October comes, we would like to focus on making sure that the electoral process that we are going to have will be free, transparent, and credible. And when the 17th comes, after we've managed to have a credible process, it doesn't matter if you are the president, if Larry is the president, if Rosa is the one who becomes the president. Out of a credible process, all Kenyans will accept that person as a president.
Does a credible and transparent process mean that it has to declare Raila Odinga as the winner?
Who has said that?
Far from it.
Why do you have a Raila phobia? Who has said that?
Because you are all over attacking,
the process. We are not talking about
any
Raila.
Individual who is not dancing to your tunes. What is up with Chiroba?
You know
Focus
what?
your energies where it should be, on telling the Kenyan people what you are going to do for them. We are busy doing that. I'm giving you free advice. You better go to the ground. Because after 17, we as Jubilee will not accept any more suckers. Once the Kenyan people speak, that is what you are going to follow.
What is this suckers you speak of?
Have you ever heard of the word ranting? Because you are ranting. And what ranting means...
Mweshimiwa, my English teacher was very good.
You are ranting. I'm an English teacher. A teacher, yes, I taught English. But you are ranting, meaning you don't even know what you're saying. We are saying that for now, up to the 17th, or whatever date we're going to have the next election, let us focus on coming up with a credible process.
What is a credible process?
A credible process where the voting will be free and fair, where there will be no violence, where the counting will also be credible and the transmission will be credible, where if you stand up and vote, your vote will count as much as mine, and it will not be altered by any transmission process. That is what a credible process is. Where the person who actually wins is the one who's declared as a winner. That is a credible process.
What does he mean by suckers? Because he seems to be very annoyed. It's as if Jubilee don't want competitors. It's as if they are very irritated. If anybody tries to compete with them in an election, it's as if they get very irritated at this, that anybody should actually try and oppose them in an election, let alone try and win and beat them. They get very upset over this. Gosh. But if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you will know what the problem is, okay? As that wise man told me, I keep reminding myself, whenever I want to get upset, I remind myself what the wise man told me. You cannot deal with a spiritual problem in the physical. It's a waste of time. Okay, you'll never get anywhere, right? Even more serious about Jubilee Party is what is happening at the top. Okay? Now, I'll just give you two recent examples, very recent examples. Yesterday, Citizen TV hosted Deputy President William Ruto. Okay? And one of the key questions they asked him, which he was not able to answer, right? He answered it, but his answer didn't make sense, okay? That is in my opinion, and in the opinion of very many others. At least in the opinion of the whole Kumekucha family here, it didn't make sense, and I'm sure in the opinion of many of you out there, It does not make sense. Okay. Now this was the question. The Citizen TV asked him, don't you think these attacks at the Supreme Court, yeah, they do not seem to come from somebody who supports democracy, because it's actually an attack on the, it's attacking the judiciary. It is putting the judiciary in a situation whereby, because you're already leaders with a large following, you're trying to encourage, mass dissent and lack of any respect for the judiciary, yeah? Because when you call the judiciary wakora, and then you say the judiciary were bribed into making a decision, what are you saying? Are you putting any confidence in the wananchi, in the rule of law, and especially in the highest court of the land? Okay? Now the Deputy President's answer was as follows. He said everybody has a right to be criticized, including the judiciary. Okay, that's okay. That is very true. I agree up to that point. However, there's a very big difference between a critique, yeah, and I can't think of something else better. Attacks, verbal attacks, which border on abusing, yeah. Because when you call somebody an wakora, that is abusive, right? When you say the Supreme Court judges were bribed by NASA, that is a very serious allegation. That is not criticizing, is it? In my view, criticizing is giving an opinion on the judgment, yeah, on technicalities in the judgment. Yeah, you can say this judgment was wrong because according to this section of the law, blah, 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 this is wrong, this is contrary to the Constitution, this is contrary to such and such a law, and so on and so forth. That is constructive criticism. Yeah, but what I've heard so far from the Jubilee gang, or the Jubilee crowd, is just abuses. Jubilee Court is useless. I mean, the Supreme Court is useless. Supreme Court no wakora, and so on and so forth. Okay? Very sad. And there's so many other examples I can give, which make it impossible to have a national debate. It's as if this is a war, and it is just a simple election. Yeah, you bring your points in a cool way, without losing your cool, wait for the other side to respond, and so on. That's the way the game of politics is being played. So I have really no idea what is going on in Kenya right now. Yeah. Well, let me just give you one more example. There's been a lot of talk from Jubilee people that in case Raila is wasting his time, because in case he wins the presidency, they're going to impeach him within 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Of course, they're referring to their large numbers in parliament in both houses. Yes. And the whole idea here is that because we have large numbers, there's nothing you cannot do, yeah, including impeaching Raila within 2 or 3 months. But is that accurate? No way. It is not possible. Why? First of all, when they say they're going to do it within 2 or 3 months, that is the same as appointing somebody chief accountant of a firm, and then even before you appoint him, you tell him, we're going to get you jailed for stealing, embezzling company funds. Before he has even started the job, you have already predicted that he's going to commit a crime, and you have already predicted that you're going to get him prosecuted. That's really what it is, okay? And not only that, it is not possible constitutionally, because according to Article 145, there are grounds for impeachment. You don't just wake up one day and decide we're going to impeach the president. There are grounds, yeah? And the grounds are, for instance, violation of the Constitution, yeah, a criminal offense, a crime either local or international, and gross misconduct. Okay? So if a president does not commit those, what grounds are you going to impeach them? Because you need grounds to impeach. Okay, I know with the Jubilee numbers, their whole idea is that we can do anything. We can change the laws and so on and so forth. And indeed, looking at the period between 2013, when Uhuruto took over, in fact, it started a bit earlier during the Kibaki reign, yeah? There are a lot of laws which have been passed which are unconstitutional. Some of them have been successfully fought in court, others still remain. There are so many pieces of legislation that have been passed by this parliament that went out that are unconstitutional. Yeah? They do not belong to a constitution. They belong to a banana republic that has no constitution in the first place. There they'll work very well. But in a country like Kenya, which has got such a beautiful constitution, those laws are unconstitutional. Now, this is a bit technical. It's a bit complicated, yeah? Because you see, what normally happens, you see, when you pass these laws which are unconstitutional, wananchi umia, people get hurt, yeah? Because you cannot say that everybody will fight every law which has been passed, yeah? Let me just give you a very good example. You have a very nice, neat house, yeah? And then there's somebody who's coming in and is causing all kinds of messes, yeah? Where you have put the kitchen knife and anatoa hapo anapeleka bedroom, you know, and so on and so forth. Now you continue living in the same house, but you cannot correct all those rights at the same time, because even as you correct the blunders they are making and the messes they are making new ones. You understand? So that is the situation we have had, and it's a terrible situation. And let me just be very honest and blunt. If we continue on the same path, yeah, and in all likelihood we will, yes, because we already have both houses packed with the Jubilee people. If we continue on the same path, I think our country is going to be in very serious trouble. Yes, because what they're actually doing is that they're gradually eroding the constitution. Yeah, they're gradually eroding it, yeah, so that the constitution in the end will be reduced, yeah, to something very weak. And by the time now you go back, because each process has to be fought, you know, you have to like reverse it, because once Parliament has passed it and it's gone, it's been signed into law by the President, now you have to go to court, yes, to prove it's unconstitutional, no matter how obvious it is, you see. And that is a process. Now, I don't know if this is deliberate. I would like to give Jubilee the benefit of doubt and say that this is probably overzealousness, this is probably I don't know what. But I know many people will disagree with me on that. Will disagree with me on that. But I think you can understand the total mess we are in as a country. And I think we need to think very soberly and very carefully when we go back to the polls to cast our vote. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha. Who is Chris Kumekucha? Really, who is Chris Kumekucha? Well, a lot of people have said some very nice things about me. Courageous, daredevil, and so on and so forth. But I'll confess something to you. I'm not braver than you are. I'm not more courageous than you are. I'm just me. And I'm just here. And I believe I'm here because of destiny. All the crazy things I've done, all the very risky things I've done it all for a better Kenya. A better Kenya and nothing else. I've come face to face with those dark forces I keep on talking about. The dark forces, yes, and I've even had them threaten my life, okay? I've just been seated somewhere, told to strip naked. One of them is holding a gun, but that happened a long time ago. Let me not go into it. It happened a long time ago during the Moi days. In recent times, I've had very near misses, okay? Crazy, but all for a better Kenya. All for a better Kenya. I'm here to give you a special invitation to join my club 1999. Okay? Towards the end of this video, you will get all the details you need to join Club 1999 today, so that you can share in the passion I have for our country, in the passion I have for our motherland. Yeah? And then even more interestingly, in that video I tell you a bit about myself and why I do the crazy things I do. Okay? Make sure you join me in that video. I think you're in for a bit of surprises here and there, if not shocks. I trust that you enjoyed that Kumekucha video. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned some things you didn't know. Okay? Now, as earlier promised, you can be able to view this particular very special video, which I made quite some time back, yeah, which talks a lot about me and a lot about Club 1999. Yeah, you will see that red arrow pointing to the link, which when you click will take you directly to that video. See you there in a bit. Thank you.